What is up, boys and girls? My name is John256 and welcome to my channel. This is my first YouTube video, so if you like the video, please let me know down in the comment section below. So in the video today, guys, we'll be talking about, you guessed it, the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare beta and what I think needs to be improved for it to be a really good game. The first improvement that needs to be made, and I think is the biggest improvement needs to be made, is the matchmaking. At the moment it's just pretty terrible. Even after the first weekend of the beta, where you couldn't actually get on for essentially the whole first day, the connection and the matchmaking with the games is still pretty terrible. It took me ages and ages to find games no matter what game mode I tried, and you can't tell me nobody was playing because, I mean, there was tens of thousands of people on at one time, and I do have a pretty decent internet connection, and I know it wasn't just me complaining about it. And apparently now they've turned on the dedicated servers, but I'm still having quite a few issues with connection and matchmaking in general. So I'm hoping they will iron out all the creases with the connections and matchmaking, because I feel if they don't, a lot of players will simply not play until they do fix it. And you'll see in my video, I'm constantly checking the scoreboard, and no, that's not to see how bad I'm doing. It's just to see, you know, my connection, because it keeps dropping up and down. And to be honest, that happened for a lot of the beta, so it did stop me playing for quite a bit because I couldn't find a game where it was a decent connection. Moving on to point number 2 of the improvements in Infinite Warfare is the maps. The maps were pretty terrible this year for the beta, and I'm hoping that they aren't gonna all be like that, sort of hit and miss. Black Ops 3 did a really good job of showcasing some of the better maps in the beta, which really drew me into that game. But with this year, they decided to put in maps like Frost and Frontier, which the designs of both were just a mess, to be honest. The spawns were just ridiculous, and the layouts of the maps, I just didn't like them at all. There was way too many head glitches everywhere, and it was just not a fun time. Not all was lost this year with regards to the maps. I really did enjoy Precinct and Throwback, which were 2 maps that were in the beta at the start in the first weekend. You know, you could control both maps, and you could actually run around and not be spawned behind every 2 seconds and shot in the back. They also brought back Terminal in the second weekend, which is always fun because it's Terminal, everybody loves it. But I feel like they've sort of overdone it with bringing back that map now. It's been in 2 other Call of Duties beforehand, Modern Warfare 2, which is original, Modern Warfare 3, and now in Infinite Warfare. So I'd really like to see them bring back another sort of, you know, map from Modern Warfare 3 or another Modern Warfare 2 map, just to, you know, change things up a bit so it's not always just Terminal. Now we're going to talk about the weapon variants in Infinite Warfare. Now this is a controversial topic because some people like the pay to win, you know, pay $10, get a certain amount of points so you can unlock supply drops. Then a lot of us, including myself, absolutely hate the idea. I feel like the first improvement for this side of the game needs to be the earn rate for salvage, so you can actually play games and earn a decent amount of salvage after playing, you know, 10 games or so, rather than playing 10 games and getting minimal salvage, which, I mean, is just an open door for Activision, Infinity Ward, whoever, to bring in supply drops, so then you're having to pay to get a lot more salvage so you can unlock those weapons. Which, again, I don't think it's fair that you can pay to have an advantage over, you know, normal players like you or me, who just want to grind the game out and play until we get the salvage, rather than have to pay for it. So hopefully they actually listen to the community feedback and they do fine-tune the salvage system and the supply drop keys and all that sort of stuff, so it's a quicker earn rate, so people aren't actually a disadvantage to those who want to pay to get this stuff. I also don't like with the weapon variants how you have to unlock certain guns to be able to have a chance at the deatomizer strike or the nuke or whatever you guys want to call it. It just seems stupid to me, really. Like, again, it's that whole open door for Infinity Ward, Activision to be like, hey, you have to buy this with salvage, but we're going to make it really slow, so then you have to actually pay us money to be able to unlock these weapons. When I think, look, you should just be able to equip it to any gun or whatever, or make it a kill streak like it has been in Modern Warfare 2. I want it to go back to those sort of kill streaks rather than these whole you have to have it on a gun kill streaks. It just seems quite stupid to me personally. So moving on to the final point of today's video, and that is to do with the rigs. I think they've gone in the complete opposite direction to what Black Ops 3 did. I think Black Ops 3 did an awesome job with the specialist, you know, like you could either equip a specialist weapon or specialist ability, but in this game you get sort of the best of both worlds, so it's a very unfair advantage I think to be able to have a weapon and then an ability on the side, such as, you know, like you get to regen health faster. I feel like that's not fair. It's essentially adding another perk to your player, which, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right to me. And the weapons, they're pretty overpowered. Like the, you know, Eraser just what turns people into dust, and it's way too fast firing. It's like, I've heard some other YouTubers say, it's like the Annihilator on crack. So I think they definitely need to balance those out, or, you know, get rid of some of the abilities with it, or make it so it's you can only equip one of each rather than have them both at the same time. And it's just not what I'm used to, and I think not what a lot of people are used to when they think of, you know, specialists or rigs from how well Black Ops 3 did it. So if you guys have made it to this part in the video, I'd just like to say another huge thank you to all of you who've taken the time out of your day to watch my very first video. If you've got any comments, suggestions or ideas for me, please drop me a comment below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Yeah.